All right, this is Sean Schwartz again. I'm at the McDonald's in Cheyenne, I believe, still. Um, this video is on the difference between the way the police interact here versus the way they interacted in Colorado. Now, here, they wanted to check on me and make sure that I was safe, make sure I was all right, and they actually listened to what I had to say. Whereas in Colorado, they had no interest in what I had to say. They were interested in shutting me up, making sure that I couldn't speak, and making sure that they could frame me for something that I didn't do. Police across the state of Colorado took part in this. Now, since I've been in Wyoming, I've been here around about a week, and I've interacted with 7 different officers on a professional capacity, that is, because I got to speak to an officer just a minute or two ago, and he's just here waiting on food. But the difference is that these officers genuinely did their jobs. They weren't interested in shutting me up. And that's the difference between here and there. There, I was a political activist. I was a human rights activist. I spoke up for homeless rights and black rights and LGBT rights, women's rights. I stuck up for everybody. But I didn't just talk about it. I actually did something about it to make sure that they didn't freeze to death, things of that nature. And that's always been important to me. I mean, between Candace Bondurant and I, they were actually able to help get some blankets for homeless people for a few years. Um, just a couple of occasions, but still, we were able to keep people from freezing to death in weather like this. That's something important to know. See, just because they're an officer doesn't mean that they're a bad officer. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a possibility that if the officers here, if I had spoken out about them for years and had a lot of experience with them, yeah, they might do the same thing. But it's the fact that they don't. In Colorado, the things that those officers did when Natalie was murdered was disgusting. Nobody should have to endure that. Nobody should have their name slandered that way. Nobody should be assaulted for trying to make a police report. Nobody. Now, don't get me wrong, if I get in trouble here, I will probably stay in trouble for a bit. But the fact that I've dealt with officers on so many occasions here goes to show that, well, you can't just live in your vehicle anywhere. You have to have a house to have rights. But at the same time, I'm thankful to the officers here because they have treated me like a human being. They haven't treated me like I'm some sort of a monster. They haven't assaulted me. They didn't try to break my arm or falsify reports when they thought that there was an issue. They came and spoke with me about that issue. Those issues, I should say. Thank you, ma'am. So, I guess in short what I'm saying is I feel safe here speaking out. And I don't feel like anybody here is going to assault me. I don't feel like anyone here is going to trump up charges on me. And I feel that if there is an explanation, these officers are going to listen to it. Like the officers when they thought that I was threatening to shoot people over at the Starbucks. I let them know that there was videos of exactly what I was saying and that those videos were live on YouTube. And that they could take a look at them. I gave them my name. I told them the name of my, well, long and short of it, I guess what I'm saying is that's the difference between police doing their jobs and police covering for the wrongdoing of other officers. See, I'd been trying to make a report about the harassment and threats by the Bollingers and their cronies for almost a year before Natalie was killed. Those officers had plenty of reasons for hiding what they were doing. And the things that they did from the 1st of January of 2017, or 1st of January 2018 to present day are disgusting. The fact that they harassed me, threatened me, and intimidated me for 5 days prior to the assault at the Boulder Hospital goes to showed they weren't interested in doing their jobs. That's all